All right, today we're jumping into a really special one. Shaun Tan's incredible Oscar-winning story, The Lost Thing. It's this amazing tale about what we notice, what we choose to ignore, and where all the strange, unusual things in our world actually belong.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever seen something really odd, something out of place, and realized you were the only one who seemed to notice? That question right there is the absolute heart of this story. It starts simple, but it's going to take us on a pretty deep dive into things like attention, indifference, and what it really means to belong.
Now, you might just see a picture book here, but don't be fooled. Shaun Tan's work is so powerful, visually, emotionally, that the animated version actually won an Academy Award. Yeah, an Oscar. So this is way more than just a kid's story. It's really a story about the world we live in right now.
Okay, so let's set the scene. It all starts on what feels like just another boring, ordinary day. But, as you can probably guess, that's all about to change in a big way. So what even is this lost thing? Well, imagine something that's kind of like a pebble crab mixed with an old pot-bellied stove. It's got these octopus-like legs, a body shaped like a teapot, it's huge, it's bright red, and it's totally friendly. I mean, this thing should be impossible to miss, right? And yet, almost everyone does. It's this bizarre but wonderful mix of animal and machine that just doesn't fit anywhere. So who's the one person that actually sees it? Our narrator. He's this kid with a bit of a quirky hobby. He collects bottle tops. And, because he's always looking down, searching for these small, forgotten things, his eyes are just trained to see what everyone else misses. He's not totally wrapped up in all the important adult stuff. All right, so the boy sees this creature is obviously lost, and he decides he's got to help it. But this is where the real struggle begins. His search for an owner, or honestly for anyone who even gives it a second thought, runs into a giant brick wall of people who just could not care less. I mean, he tries asking people on the beach, but nope. Everyone is just too busy doing other stuff. He even takes the giant red creature home with him, and his own parents are so completely absorbed in their own little world, they don't even notice it's there. The message starts to become crystal clear. Pretty much everyone is just too preoccupied. And this quote from the narrator about his parents, it just nails it perfectly. They were too busy discussing current events. See, it's not that they're bad people. They're just completely consumed by the stuff they think is important, the news, the daily grind. And because of that, they've totally lost the ability to see the wonder, the strangeness that's literally standing right there in the room with them. And it's not just the grown-ups. Even the boy's friend Pete can't really come up with a solution. He just kind of shrugs and says maybe it doesn't belong anywhere at all. And what that does is it really drives home how alone this poor creature is. And it puts the entire weight of what to do next right back on our narrator's shoulders. So really, this is what it all boils down to. A huge contrast between empathy and apathy. On one side, you've got the boy. He notices, he cares, and he actually does something about it. And on the other side, you've got, well, everybody else. Totally oblivious, totally indifferent, and just unwilling to be bothered. Okay, so the boy is pretty much out of options. He decides to turn to the system, an official place that sounds like it was made for exactly this kind of problem. But as you might have guessed, it is definitely not what it appears to be. He sees this little ad in the newspaper for a place called the Federal Department of Odds and Ends and thinks, perfect. So he takes the lost thing there. And the building itself is, well, it's a huge clue. It's massive, it's gray, and it has absolutely no windows. It basically screams, we are closed off from the world. And if the building itself wasn't a big enough red flag, get this. Their motto is Sweepus Underum Carpetae. Yeah, you don't exactly have to be a Latin scholar to translate that one. This department isn't here to solve problems, it's here to sweep them under the carpet, to hide things and just forget they ever existed. And his experience there is just a perfect, frustrating picture of bureaucracy at its worst. He gets buried in mountains of complicated forms. The little janitor creature there basically tells him their job is to make things that don't fit well disappear. But then, in this tiny little act of defiance, the creature secretly hands him a strange business card, just a cryptic little clue that hints there might be another option. So that one single clue, it sends the boy and the lost thing on a totally new journey. They're leaving the world of gray buildings and paperwork behind and heading towards somewhere they might, just might, finally belong. So they follow these bizarre, wavy arrow signs that lead them deeper and deeper into this really bleak industrial part of the city. It's all concrete and pipes and giant machinery, a totally oppressive, uniform world where there is absolutely no space for something as unique and wonderful as the lost thing. And that journey really just throws the contrast between two worlds into sharp relief. You have the normal world, right? It's all dull colors, gray and brown, super industrial and structured. Then you have the world they're about to find, which is the complete opposite. It's bright, it's colorful, it's whimsical and happy. It's such a perfect visual for that whole idea of conformity versus just being yourself. And finally, tucked away behind this tiny, almost hidden door, they find it. It's this vibrant, incredible utopia, a sanctuary just filled with all these other lost things, every single one of them unique and weird and wonderful, and they're all just happy together. The lost thing lets out this happy little chime, and you just know it's finally home.
Now, the story could have just ended right there, a perfect happy ending. But Shaun Tan does something much more powerful. He leaves us with this bittersweet, really thought-provoking ending that kind of turns the camera back on all of us.
So we flash forward years later. Our narrator, the boy who noticed everything, he's an adult now. And we see him sitting on a tram, looking just as quiet and preoccupied as all those other adults he couldn't understand as a kid. It's kind of sad, really. It seems like he's finally joined their world.
And this is the line that just hits you right in the gut. He's thinking back and says he doesn't really see many lost things around anymore. And he wonders, is it because they're all gone? Or maybe I've just stopped noticing. And that second possibility is just heartbreaking.
And really, that's what the lost thing is all about. It's this powerful, kind of sad, but beautiful reminder for all of us to fight against getting sucked into being too busy doing other stuff. It's about trying to hold on to that sense of wonder, that empathy, and that amazing ability to see the extraordinary things that are hiding in plain sight. So that really leaves us with one last question to think about, one to take with you. As you go about your day, your busy life, what are the lost things in your world? What strange, beautiful, wonderful things are right there in front of you that maybe, just maybe, you've stopped noticing?